Thank you, Lebo. Welcome back. You're watching Morning Live. We're coming to you live from the George Tabe Sports Ground here in Sharpville in Vereniging. We've been reflecting on this day, not only with the Minister of Justice and Correctional Services, but with the Human Rights Chair as well. Right now, I want to talk to two community leaders, and we specifically want to talk about the role that Sharpville has played, because remember, it has been instrumental in where we find ourselves from a democracy perspective and from a constitutional perspective. Here on March 21st in 1960, the Sharpeville massacre happened, and it's forever etched in our hearts and our minds. Closest to me is Mr. Jimmy Rakaki, and I'm also joined by Selo Maetso, who is from this community. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me. Very quickly, 20 years, we're reflecting today, we're celebrating our Constitution, but we can't forget what happened here in 1960. How has that shaped this community, Jimmy?
I think since the dawn of democracy, a lot of things have happened in Sharpville, but before, in Sharpville, there were community members who make themselves a group of people went to police station fighting the law of apartheid, went to old police station of Sharpville and stand there in front saying to the police, South African police by then, and told them that this law, they don't want it anymore, and now they should take their passes. They don't want to entertain anything from apartheid, and now they must take their passes back. And then the police start shooting at the community of Sharpville by then. And about 69 people were shot dead. Some left injured. Most of them were old people, children, and community still now. We are still bleeding about our grandfathers, our families, because one of what my father told me when he was there, he lost his wedding cap. And now I was still thinking that if it was not because of them, we should not be here where we are now. Thank you.
Selo, you're still, well, both of you are in contact with a lot of those family members that have lost loved ones on that fateful day. How do you, with them, reflect on a day like today?
Sam, thank you very much. What we can say that indeed the families and the victims are still there. Some of the victims, they are no longer in numbers, but they are there. But their families, they are still looked after by some events where they are invited to local government, mayors, and so forth and so forth. But what we can say now is that fast forward today, we are happy that the community of Sharpville, the area that we are standing here, is declared a heritage site. You can see behind us there is a constitutional walk. The old community hall has been revamped. It reflects the old structure which the killings in 1960 happened. We have an exhibition center as well that reflects the day, that set day of 1960. But today also we can say that Seiso Street is the main street of Sharpville. During the night there is a nice nightlife in Sharpville. The only thing that we are pleading with our local authorities is to empower local entrepreneurs in order the Seiso Street will be similar as Vilagazi Street. Yeah.
Let's talk about empowerment very, very quickly. And I want to reflect on the community and the involvement in today. How involved is the community with the event that's happening here today?
Most of our communities, they were here, they were invited. But my thinking is the department should start now by preparing our communities, because most of the communities complain that the department consult them in the last minute of the event. But now I think some of the community members, they do benefited on some things. Even if it was too late, they were told too late. For example, we have some community members who were given an opportunity to bring marshals, to bring securities, to bring catering. Those are the things that I think community afforded to do because it was a short time notice. Thank you, Mr. Master.
Is that why we're seeing some of this construction still happening behind us?
Yes, I can say so, because the timing of the department to community to to invite and explain to them the processes. Most of the communities, they complain that the government doesn't consult them with the processes of how they should get this application to apply in time so that they can benefit it. Because we have poor of the poorest here in Val. So now we are trying our level best to consult and say, government, can you please try to help where help is needed?
So let me bring you into that conversation about now, very, very quickly. I want to talk to you about young people and just some of the education and awareness of the role that Sharpville as an area played, and there are people of Sharpville in shaping and changing our democracy as we stand here now. What is that sense with young people? Are you engaging young people? Are they aware of the history and the significance of this area?
Yes, as a community activist, yes, we are engaging, but on our own as community activists, we will be unable to spread the gospel to the young people so that they can understand, quite importantly, the importance of the Constitution. We need to bring in government departments such as Department of Tourism, Department of Education, so that they can have outreach programs that speaks about the importance of the area, but the day 1960 as well as today. But moving forward, the young people today, we are happy that some of them, government has catered them in the old Sharpville police station behind us as well, where some are doing arts and cultural activities there, some are artists, but it's not enough. It's not enough in a sense that local authorities should take it upon themselves to make sure that there are programs in place that will speak to the needs of young people. Once local authorities, they are not going to do that, then I can tell you, we will not have young people understanding the significance and the importance of this day.
Is this community healed? I know it's still a very emotional moment for South Africans, but as a Sharpville community healed from what happened in 1960 very quickly?
I can't say that because most of the people now who were there, they were shocked, and now they are old. You understand, if somebody were shocked and now is old, how he's going to live her life?
Jimmy, thank you very much. That's Jimmy Rakaki and Salo Maetso. They're community leaders here in the Sharpville area. We'll come back to you a little bit later. We take an ad break.